Guys, when's here? This build is gonna be meant for linear maps and pretty narrow maps. You just show charge straight through the map. So like shape channel is very ideal. You know, race course, anything that's linear is good. Um, Alright, so I'm gonna be using a headhunter just because I'm gonna be using it. You could use like a Bisco's leash, which gives you rampage and everything. This is full MF, Bisco, Centauri, Goldworm, double Ventors. No Goldworm because no Sedimas because we're gonna be using Sandy Gloves. And this is a 94 assassin build. So I'll just go hop in the map and show you guys. This is basically the same thing as my Slayer, except that this is a new, basically like a bomber playstyle. Hold on, we forgot Gore Herald, dude. There we go. Except that it has a bomber playstyle kind of style because your Herald Vice will be with Ink AoE. You'll be killing everything for you. And for bosses, all you do is Blade Fury with link to cast and crit, GC, and Bladefall. Your single target is not an issue. A quick demonstration video, but I'm gonna be just doing this real quickly. No music because I think YouTube might mute it. Oh, desync. Oh, desync. So when you shield charge, you proc your Cospris. Your Cospris proc your Freezing Pulse. Freezing Pulse has a fast travel time, not that great damage compared to, let's say, GC with Hatred, but decent enough for T10 maps and maybe a bit more, depending on how much damage you have on your character. Freezing Pulse travels further than GC. I did Frostball, but Frostball is a bit too slow and doesn't always crit. You could use one Freezing Pulse Jewel for like the LMP effect if you want, but in linear map is not an issue, as you can see here. You're just literally going forward and straight. And then you have Blade Fury if you just want to tap it as you move through the packs, or rares. That. Boss, it's not too hard, not much of a problem. You have Calling Strike, you have Assassin. Alright, so that's the playstyle of this character. And then, so we're going to just go quickly through the links. I'm using Freezing Pulse, Cold Penetration, and Innervate. Innervate grants you lightning damage, which will work with your Herald of Ice. Now, you could use an Ash Mirror, which I was prior, or you could use like CoC if you don't have the accuracy requirement. I'm only 85, it's not that high. You could go for 90 plus if you want. I use Centauris for IQ on a tier 15, not a problem. Tier 10, sorry. Light Poacher, reduce Herald of Ice mana reservation is pretty much required for this build. Because your Herald of Ice is going to be 4 linked with increased AoE and crit damage, and add a cold and Herald of Ice. Now, without this helmet enchant, you will most likely have to drop Ink AoE, maybe put in a Lighten. You gotta work out the mana on POB and see how it feels. Maybe not even have Hatred on and go for a 35%, like another Herald, or you could go Herald of Ash for more damage GC and Playful, or you could go for maybe Purity. I'm not entirely sure. Discipline, really up to you. Biscos, Ventors, and Goldworm. The Leech enchant is pretty useful. I highly suggest that because you need mana leech. Blade Fury luckily only costs 9 mana, not that much. You could get mana gain and hit jewels. Shield charge is 11 mana. And the Insanity Glove with faster attack, shield charge, fortify, and crit strikes. And then the belt could be physical spell. It could be another great belt actually is going to be Cyclopean. Another great belt. Don't really know where I put it. Here it is. So you cannot be frozen if dexterity is higher than int, and you cannot be shocked if int is higher than strength. Dexterity higher than int. Oh, it was higher. I don't know what happened. Oh, I got int from Centauri. Okay, it's higher, and int is higher than strength. So with this, you cannot be frozen and you cannot be shocked. So you could use Vingtars instead of a Series Promise. You could use. You don't have to use an anti-heat flask. You could drop this and go for DPS flask or Taste of Hate if I'll do Dying Sun for more AoE, more projectiles. Really up to you. The chest is a very flex option for this build. I don't think Elder Chest is really required. That 1.5% attack crit chance will put me at effective 99% crit rate with Assassin's Mark. Without this, I think I'd be at 95 or something, or 96. So it's not needed. I just use this for the resistance of life because I already have this already lying around, 6 length, and has a physical damage taken as fire for more defense options. You could go build the beast. You can go 3 blue, 3 green. It's gonna be hard, but not that hard actually for build the beast, but a few hundred chromes. You could go for Impulsa. If you go Impulsa, you probably need a Vingtar flask and an Ash Mirror, so you know they all synergize very nicely, and you get the AoE explosion of Impulsa and the AoE explosion of Herald of Ice. So other options were, oh yeah, Impulsa, Ash Mirror. I had this ring earlier. This is Assassin's Mark on Head ring. I was using it without a Ventors, but I did not feel I need the Assassin's Mark on Head on a shaped channel map. So I just dropped it for another Ventors for more quantity. Another thing you can do, yeah, I think that is it. If you don't want to go MF for this build, obviously you can go for a proper amulet. Probably Pandemonius is good because you blind them and penetrate them, full damage. You could go for basically shaped amulets with quantity, shaped amulet with added damage as extra based on physical damage. Assassin's Mark on Head ring. You could go for another diamond ring or opal ring. The boot, you could drop it for Death Door, so you don't need a staunching flask. And if you use Cyclopean, you don't need you're not ignited. Sorry, you're not frozen and you're not shocked. And you could probably get like Sin's Rebirth to be anti burning, anti ignite, and also gaining 30% damage as you're basically all physical damage here. You could drop Freezing Pulse for another GC if you want. Aside from that, you just need a couple of jewels that has accuracy if you don't use Clausidae. Attack speed on kill or attack speed on crit recently, life, flat damage, crit multi if you killed recently, damage if you killed recently. Like, all these are really good. Crit multi scales your Herald of Ice damage because it's global. Your damage if you killed recently scales your Herald of Ice. Spell damage does not scale it because Herald of Ice is not a spell. It's only cold and AoE. So cold damage, global crit multis. The reason why I don't get Doomcast is because this is spell crit. This is spell crit. That they don't help Herald of Ice. If you don't opt for clearspeed type of style, but you just want to go for a pure generic mapper, what you could do is drop this and go for a glove that gives you 3.5% base crit using the Essence of Horror gloves, which gives you a almost crit cap on Herald of Ice on full enemy life. So that's really good. That's consistency. That will give you a lot of crit and big Herald of Ice explosion, but I opt to go faster, so I use Insanity gloves. Aside from that, I think that is everything. So that you want to focus a lot on Abyss Jewels, because more Abyss Jewels you have, the more Light Poacher charges you get. The more Light Poacher charges, the more you spew out when you shield charge. They kill the monsters for you because they have You have Winter Spirit, so they do Spirit Charge does cold damage, and Hatred gives them cold damage. So they kill monsters for you, they shock monsters for you because of PTL and GMP. And then you could do crit damage, or you could do control destruction, you could do crit chance, whatever you really want. So you could see the chain reaction from when you shield charge, your Light Poacher kills the monsters, which procs your Herald of Ice or your Impulsa, which then gives you more charges, and you just keep on going on like a snowball. If you lose charges, you are shield charging through monsters, cast and crit on your armies. You're going to crit with a shield charge, that will trigger your Freezing Pulse, and on bosses you can use your cast and crit setup and Freezing Pulse, for bosses. So hopefully that build guide is thorough enough. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me on the video or stream. Yeah, I think that's it. Thanks guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time.